Hi guys, really happy to be here, and it's really great to see a couple of guys still in the room and not enjoying the nice sun outside. So I have to say, excuse myself before I start, because my voice is halfway gone due to the bad May weather bad and stormy May weather in Germany. But I hope you can still understand me pretty clear. So to start, I think it makes sense to quickly run you through what we do at Getsafe before we then talk about how we apply artificial intelligence in our tech to improve the customer experience in insurance. So Getsafe is an insurtech based in Heidelberg. So what does insurtech mean? We use technology and data to make insurance a better place for young customers. That's our definition, and that's why we also decided to go the D2C road, which is a bumpy road, but we really want to provide our experience to the end customer. Let us quickly run through our customer experience. With Getsafe, it's really easy for the customer to purchase a product, to set up his Getsafe insurance plan. He goes through a really seamless and mobile buying experience, and then is a Getsafe customer. And now, for most insurance company, the whole story of customer experience ends there. The customer purchases a product, so he's a customer. We don't want to hear of him. We send him a policy document or a letter. Sometimes there's a nice signature of the CEO of the company below this nice welcome letter. But the Getsafe experience starts right after the purchase. So, for instance, if the life situation of the client changes, he buys a drone, he gets a dog, he founds a family, he can easily adapt his coverage to his new life situation just by clicking on this really small plus button, and the coverage is, or his coverage plan is then expanded and adapted to his new life situation. If the address changes, if payment method changes, the client can do it in real time via the app. That doesn't sound really exciting, but if you look what traditional insurers often do, you have to send a letter, you have to call an agent, you have to wait on the hotline in order to perform such easy actions, and our backend enables us to do that really in real time and provide a great customer experience for the client. And at the end, you cannot speak about insurance if you're not talking about claims. And we're also trying to use technology and our chatbot Carla to provide a great claims experience to our clients. And I will deep dive into this later also when we touch upon the topic of artificial intelligence. Quickly, a small glimpse on our numbers. We are in business now since 18 months. I think we have reached a tremendous growth of now 60,000 young customers. We are growing at a speed of 5,000 new customers. And what is really kind of very important for us is to reach first-time insurance buyers. So we are not attracting the 50-year-old person who switches his liability insurance because he can save €5, but we are really present in this ecosystem of first-time insurance buyers. And in this ecosystem, we reach a market share of almost 8%. So if you put that in relation to AXA, Allianz, I think we are outgrowing them in this customer segment, and that is really important. Why is this important? For two reasons. First of all, the technology adoption rate in this segment is a lot higher, and you can really be focused on building great tech for young people who love great tech. And secondly, it's also intrinsic in our business model. If you think of young clients who purchase their first insurance, you all know that they have certain life events that simply occur in most of the lives. So you found a family, you buy a dog, you buy a house, and then you already have your partner at hand, and Getsafe can easily be the partner that also then upgrades your coverage. More than that, people are pretty happy with Getsafe. We measure customer happiness on a really regular basis after each event, filing a claim, getting in touch with our customer service. So across all platforms, if you really look it up, we are one of the best rated insurance carriers and insurance providers in Germany. I don't want to bother you with too much of the legal detail on how we do it, but the term MGA just popped up also in the presenter before me. So we are not having an own insurance license, and we think it's a really great thing. So many of the other people speaking here from one, they would argue against it, but we stand this discussion because we believe that being an MGA, meaning we not having an own license, is a great way with a really slim setup to build up a great customer base and then decide on further steps. Maybe the example coming from banking is a good example. N26 started off as with the Wirecard license, not having their own license, and then the second step, once they gathered already some market traction, when they performed first user tests, they got their own license and expanded their value chain. What is crucial, nevertheless, being an MGA, is that you are able to shape all major touch points with your clients, from marketing over products, underwriting, claims, and also services. So this is really important for us, and all the use cases we present for AI would not work if we would not have the appropriate contractual framework with our main partner Munich Re in place that gives us freedom to shape all these relevant parts of the insurance value chain. So now let's talk a little bit about artificial intelligence, and I couldn't stand not showing these two small gimmicks. Because if you think of AI as an insurtech, you know that AI will play a role. Because if you look at the business model of insurance, it's just about data. You try to figure out some relevant data from your client, then you price the product and hope that he doesn't cause a damage and that your model was false in the end. So there are so many multiple ways of applying artificial intelligence that you really have to get it out of this buzzword jungle. And how we started at Getsafe was with a redefinition, or our definition of AI. So for us, AI is simply an automated, smart decision that creates a positive business impact, or or improves the user experience. And with this definition, we start and then build it more sophisticated in the end if it really shows positive impact on our numbers. So needless to say that the prerequisite for building machine learning, AI, technology, decision trees, whatever you call it, is data. And we believe that we as a mobile-first insurer who's really radical about it, we have access to a full range of new data points that incumbents do not have access to, mainly because everybody is talking about IoT, but the main IoT device that all Germans use is the smartphone. So we are on the smartphone of people, and we have access to a full range of new data points, and that's why we think we are well set to also provide them cool services using artificial intelligence. Now I'd like to run you through 3 different use cases, and I can't go into detail for each and every of them since we only have 15 minutes, but it should give you really a concrete example how AI data can be applied to change something in the industry. And I want to start right with the, for us, most relevant use case, that is smart underwriting. If you think of how premiums are calculated at the moment, there's a static set of criteria which some actuaries thought could be relevant that serve as proxy to estimate the risk cost of a client. And we believe this will change dramatically, or this has to change. One, because new risk parameters, proxies become available. IoT, for example, driving behavior gives a good indication on how car insurance premiums should be calculated. But on the other hand, we believe that also value of the customer, future value of the customer should play a role. And that's a pretty long-term view. I give you an example. We attract really young clients, and we know that from certain customer channels, these clients are really likely to refer us to 5 or 6 of their fellow students, graduates, and so on. For these clients, we would offer a totally different price than for clients who are 45, sorry for that, and will not refer us to their friends because they all are already covered or have totally different needs than our target group would have. So these 2 points, availability of new data points and a long-term view on value of the customer, should be integrated in pricing, and I think we are just seeing the top of the iceberg there, but this will really cause a tremendous revolution of the insurance product itself. Second use case we have applied is marketing automation. And marketing automation is a buzzword and a really broad term as well, but we have developed some scoring of the client to recommend the next best action for him. So we collect data points, every client has a data profile, and then based on this data profile, our algorithm decides on the next best action for him. Could be that we propose an additional coverage for him. So for example, we know he moved in with his spouse. We recommend family coverage to adapt this to his coverage to his new life situation. Or it could also be we know that he's sharing a flat with 2 other fellow flatmates, and we send him a message, why don't you recommend our coverage to these 2 other guys? And that's really smart marketing. And the last point I want to go into a little bit more detail is the claims topic, because it's really at the core of insurance business. So how does a regular claims process normally look like? You capture claims information, then you assess this information, you do some fraud scoring, maybe use some external data for that, and then you take a decision either to pay out or to reject the claim. Now we believe that tech allows to improve multiple dimensions of the claims process. So we believe that through tech you can increase the efficiency and the speed of claims decisions. You don't want to let your customer wait long because that annoys him, and you don't want to waste manual labor on inefficient processes. We think we can also improve the accuracy and therefore the underwriting profit by applying tech. I will provide a showcase on this later. And last but not least, we also believe you can do a lot better in customer satisfaction if you use smart tech, because that's a dimension that's missing in most of the incumbent claims processes. They are just thinking about money and efficiency and not so much thinking about customer satisfaction. Why is customer satisfaction important, at least for us? I brought you some numbers as a short excursion. So we have a 50% higher net promoter rate. So 50% more people would recommend us to a friend after they had a claims experience with Getsafe. 2 times more referrals, and already every 1 out of 4 of our clients comes and finds Getsafe organically. And that is really crucial for building a brand and building really a sustainable hyper-growth company, that you don't just grow if you spend more money on marketing. That's stupid growth, but rather build an intrinsic brand value, and that's what you only can do when you use smart tech and build great processes. So, talking a bit about fraud, we have developed a fraud score that is based on more than 20 parameters that really gives us a chance to rate each claim case in a RAG logic. So we have green traffic light, we have amber traffic light, and we have red traffic light for each process. And then, following this status, we can split the cases into different processes. So not every one of our clients gets the same process. Some of them with the green traffic light, they have a really seamless and easy process, and the money gets paid out within minutes. And some have a really difficult process with some further questions and further explanations asked. To give you a short showcase on a target picture, and I say it right up front, it's a pretty easy use case, but it shows you in which direction we are heading, because it's an end-to-end fully automated claims handling process. And for this, we took the example of having a dental, handing in a dental bill. So you see Carla, our chatbot, she's now greeting Max, asking him a couple of questions. He told him he has a dental cleaning. Now we ask him, that's something we stole from Lemonade. Don't tell them, otherwise they will file us like VFox. There's a pledge of honesty, so people subscribe that they are playing fair with the community. Then the client is asked to upload his invoice. Our OCR, totally automatic, withdraws all the relevant information from this invoice, checks it now versus a couple of databases to do some validity checks. For example, a list of all dentists that are registered in Germany. And if Carla has a good day, she directly accepts the claim, and the money is paid out within a couple of seconds on the bank account of the client. And that is really an easy use case. Yeah? It's not really complex, but that's something where you can see where end-to-end digital thinking and applying smart technology can really be used to boost customer experience. And people running through this process, they're psyched. They really rate us great, and they tell this to their friends, which is really cool for us. To close this really short presentation, I want to highlight, we are just at day one of artificial intelligence. We are just scratching the top of the iceberg. We are building small use cases. You can call them artificial intelligence, you can call them smart decision trees, whatever you call them, but it is important that you measure the success of artificial intelligence, of these use cases first, before you put a lot of sophistication on them and build this totally fancy machine learning models where highly expensive guys are involved to build that, and then at the end you find out that there's no business use case for this. So we at Getsafe, we really believe in building business use cases that can either be being more efficient, being faster, and especially providing a better experience for the client. And that's our way how we approach Getsafe. So thanks a lot for the attention. We are always happy to discuss. I'm still here, so I'm really psyched to get also your feedback on what we just discussed, how you see things like artificial intelligence. And we are also happy if you follow our path. We still have some pretty ambitious plans for the next years. So yeah, please follow us on all the social channels or use our products. That would really make us happy. Thanks.